Okay, I got only two. Okay, I got two. I have to investigate technology. This is 7news.com, right? Okay, so we are slave to this planet. Sad, sad, sad. We can't go out of space because we ask permission. We have to ask permission. Excuse me, can we have 39 of our people going in your rocket to go out of space for a holiday, or try to create something better than what you did and what you do and how you did it and where you did it with AI, computers and everything? Can we do better than that? Are we allowed to do that in our own country? Why you put lawsuits and other things? Why you put pressure to us? Why are you saying we're too late? We're too late. No, 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 no. Why you say that? Aren't we allowed to put a few countries together and kill coronavirus? Aren't we allowed to have a search engine? Aren't we allowed to be on Facebook? What are you doing, government? Cyber attack? What's this? What's that? You're naughty. Anyway, technology. You won't allow us to go out of space and create a space program or a space thing up out of space near the satellites. Anyway, you're not letting us do it. You win, we don't. Okay, major bank respond to after payment service crash. I ain't said that you're saying. If you oops, excuse me please. If you got these old video games, you could be sitting on hundreds of dollars. When reading the headline, this is Hector, intermix Hector show. How. Peter Davison to be latest celebrity to fly to space. Crouching tiger, bigger prawn. Australian mom's warning after TikTok challenge leave her son in hospital. Feeling anxiety after a big night out. Here's the science behind the Sunday scaries. Oh well, don't forget that this is called 7news.com.au. Come here, look for technology, and you find all this stuff. Yesterday I did some, I had to put it on there somewhere. What about, what's this one? Science working to clear existing Aussie rats. Wow. Yeah. It's bad, eh? I've got the yaws. It's bad in Australia. In some towns, rats in the farms, millions, the whole lot. In some other parts of Australia, I think it's in far away in the Indian Pacific, Perth or wherever it is, heaps of flies, what do you call mosquitoes, they came from Japan. 2 persons got bitten by the mosquito and they died. Really, really bad. US police chase takes bizarre turn as suspect hitting on live TV. World news, space, science. Review. Hangover 1. Australia COVID-19 patient developed resistance to threaten study. That's silly. You know we could have killed coronavirus, but you're saying we got better technology. We got no. You see what European Union is doing and China? Oh yeah, sure. Oh, no. You won't let people go into one lab, different country, scientists, and create one bloody vaccine and kill these things. You won't let us humans go out of space because you said we go out of space, not you. We are the power. We know we're alien. We know everything. You know shit. Stop it. Be nice, please. They're rude anyway. COVID-19 can damage your brain. Here's how expert treating post-infected brain The iPhone 13 and 13 Pro just got 2 new colors. Yeah, they do. What do they cost? Like 1,350 dollars. A lot of money when people have yak shit. How to tell if you have enough mobile data or too much? Tasmania back online up major outage. Oppo announced fine X5 smartphone series. Ooh, Oppo, good on ya, huh, friend? Are they good? Let's find out. Okay. Read this, please. Well, can we blow it up? What are these words over here? Oppo, come on. 5 series, what's this? 5G, Empower for the moment. Poco Ultra Night video or something. Anyway, it's good. With the announcement of our series, we are raising the bar for flagship smartphone with Oppo best ever technology. Oppo Find X5. I want to know something. Go here, then go Key is Marina. No, news. No ball. Oh, there it is, I've seen it right there. This one is all about phones, so. Wait, phone finder. I'm tired today. Where's this say this word? News review video. News review home. Let's go home. I'm just taking my time. There's the Opal. Okay. Stop it. You want to go there? Go. Oh well. It's so short, eh? But there's a better way of doing this. Old mobile phone brand. Oppo. We're looking for Oppo now. How did it do O? Ah, come off it. M-O-P-Q, Oppo. X5 Pro, ain't it? Oppo. This one, the Pro one. There you go. It's got that 400 battery. It's got this. What am I doing? Card, it doesn't have a card, but the highest RAM it'll go to, no, mira, Ouija, 250, 200, oh, come on, I was reading that. What are you doing with the ads? Your stupid ads are just going off, hey? 256 GB RAM, 12 GB RAM. Video. Gbo AIS. Jack, no jack or something. Oh, look, the price. 1,000. I thought it was 1,000. No, man. You're gonna charge that much. You should have STD card then. Or maybe you don't have to. What's this? Anyway, you go to that. Oh, yeah. 1,005. Wow, it's a lot of money. For someone don't have that, eh? Anyway. You gotta go the highest, otherwise it won't look good, man. Anyway, and back, is it? This one. Reno set, Apple Reno set, 8 GB, 450, 4,500. Oh, this one's got the STD card, and is it 1,600? Doesn't have a price. Keeps going on about it. And what it's in there like this, they say like that. Probably I'm already. What's this thing? Will respond to layoff 15 worker following failure of Nvidia equipment. Nvidia, all this, just read this please. Opa, I'm going back. Finish, is it? What are you doing? You fucking idiot. Copy that, please. Copy. Keep reading, please. Okay, and then you go. This is James Arima. Okay, one more review. Let's go review something. Supposed to have rumor. No polapo. Agora 4G. What are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done? Have you made something? Is this in Australia, is it? What have you done to the smartphone? What's that? Oh, you Jesus Christ. And you got all this? What have you done anyway? Latest smartphone, is it? Over here. Then you go into that. But what were you going to? Anyway, it's done something that is the best smartphone. You're saying, you're silly, man. You're silly. You're really silly. It's not Telstra. No one said it was Telstra. Telstra, they keep saying it's got 5G company on it. Man, you're silly, man. You're really going silly. Anyway, when I'm Telstra, you can go to Telstra, whatever company you want. You're silly, man. You're really silly. You know, knock it out, mate. You're silly. Come on. Whoa, okay. $1,198 to buy the Sony one, Poco S3. But we're already on the Poco X. They really lied to us, right? They really lied to us, right? Don't worry, they lied to us. You know they did, mate. They did really well. They do this all the time. You haven't got the power. You didn't make. You no. They really didn't do it, my friend. What they didn't do, the latest phones are not here in Australia. The movies are not here in Australia. We're not allowed to do what they do and how they do it. They say this, they say that, and we have to follow them because we haven't got what they got, and they say we win. We've got it. You can join us and you can be part of it. Party when we do our thing, they don't want to join us. They want to destroy us. That was stupid, eh? Can we go visit God in heaven? Okay, you found out where God in heaven is, did you? Show us. Here. Okay. They took all the things and they're going back to their own parking and they copy it. And like China does all the time, mate. It's alright. I'm sick of fighting that shit, man. The same shit all the time that they didn't let Fiji, New Zealand, Chile, Thailand have a space program or something that world record would be world record. Never. If we did that, you kill us anyway. See, it's not the Poco, mate. It's the Poco X4 or something. But anyway, you didn't do it, eh? The birch is good. The birch is good. It's something you can go to. The birch is really, really good. I really like it. And then PC, I really like it as well. Never heard of this other one. Never heard of. Okay, here are all the things you can do. Like, you know, you can go there. You know, and like, I don't know.
Sony Xperia 1 3 Review Revisited. The good and bad over 6 months later.
6 months
Links
later.
on Android Authority may earn us a commission. Learn more. At launch, the Sony Xperia 1 III was an expensive and minorly flawed handset, but one well on the way to fixing up the issues of its predecessor and helping set Sony apart from the rest of the crowd. As a result, the handset earned Android Authority's coveted Editor's Choice Award, making it one of our preferred picks of 2021. But what about if you're planning to buy the phone today? A lot has changed in the past 6 months. There's now a whole new assortment of flagship smartphones on the market aiming to give Sony a run for its money. In this Sony Xperia 1 III review revisited, let's see how the phone holds up over 6 months later and whether it's still a recommended purchase. The good. At review, we called the Sony Xperia 1 III an incredibly well-built, feature-packed smartphone that's undoubtedly Sony's best handset to date. Despite the launch of the prohibitively expensive, professional-targeted Xperia Pro ID still say it's true that the Xperia 1 III is the best all-around Sony phone you can buy. Especially if you're big on the features below. Stellar design. The Sony Xperia 1 III's design is as good today as it was at launch, and it's still one of the best-looking and most well-built phones on the market. Providing you're happy with the slim and tall 21.9 aspect ratio, the aluminum chassis feels terrific in hand, and the design is sleek and streamlined. Its classic good looks will still look great in a few years, let alone a few months. Although the Xperia is good looking, it's the little details that make Sony's design what it is. You don't need a finicky tool to open the SIM tray. The phone retains an IP65/IP68 rating, and the aluminum frame and metal feel don't interfere with the device's wireless charging capabilities. Then there's a headphone jack and microSD card shared dual SIM slot, two features beloved by media enthusiasts that you won't find on every high-end smartphone. My Xperia 1 III has taken a bit of a beating on various camera shootouts, which has resulted in a few scratches on the rear. Despite the robust-feeling build, you'll still want a case for this handset. Fortunately, the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus display protection has held up incredibly well, with nary a scratch despite numerous outings. Overall, the design and build quality continue to be two of the Xperia 1 III's best features. A multimedia powerhouse. Of course, one of the big reasons to buy an Xperia phone is the multimedia experience, and over half a year on the market hasn't changed that. The handset is flush with audio features, including the high-end aptX HD and LDAC Bluetooth codecs, Dolby Atmos, 360 spatial sound, and Sony's DSE Ultimate upscaling technology. For those more into movies, the 4K HDR display is great but also benefits from Sony's video image enhancement technology, expansive white balance controls, and a creator mode to support BT.2020 and 10-bit HDR content. Sony's Game Enhancer may be more awkwardly presented, but there's a huge range of tweaks and optimization toggles available for avid gamers. Options range from per-game settings for battery or performance prioritization to focus mode to hide notifications and the like, audio and mic settings, screen recording, DualShock controller support, and even a multitasking function to access the web and your other apps while in the middle of a game. Plus, the charging pass-through feature helps to keep temperatures under control for those longer gaming sessions. Whether you're into music, film, gaming, or all three, the Xperia 1 III certainly lets you make the most of your multimedia hobbies. Camera features. If there's one thing Sony knows, it's camera features. The Xperia 1 III is chock full of dials and toggles to satisfy the more experienced photographer. The Photo Pro app provides the familiar auto, shutter speed, and manual exposure options. You can go as deep as you like here, with toggles for autofocus, auto exposure lock, exposure compensation, ISO, white balance presets, HDR mode, metering, and RAW export. The camera app includes a memory recall feature to save and reload your perfect setup for specific scenarios. But you don't have to be a photography wizard to benefit from Sony's camera prowess. The basic shooting mode offers simplified white balance and exposure controls, artificial bokeh blur, and HDR video recording. There are also continuous HI and LO key burst modes that can take a whopping 20 shots per second. Granted, this might all sound somewhat intimidating to the uninitiated, but housing everything in one place makes it simpler than ever to start dabbling in some more advanced photography techniques at your leisure. I'd still rate the Xperia 1 III as one of, if not the most fun phones to take out for a photography session. However, I'm not sold on the Cinema Pro experience, as the layout is less user-friendly for those looking to experiment with more advanced video features. The not-so-good image consistency. While the Xperia 1 III's camera setup is feature-rich, it's not the best shooter in terms of image quality across a range of scenarios. Daylight shots look great, and the aforementioned manual features can produce spectacular results in the right hands. However, after prolonged use with the phone, my conclusion is that it hands in results that are far too inconsistent. So it's not that the phone has a bad camera, and it's hard to notice the issues in isolation. It's simply that the Xperia 1 III has a constant problem obtaining the correct exposure in trickier lighting conditions. The phone's selfie camera, HDR capabilities, low light, and zoom capabilities aren't quite up to scratch against the best in the business. That's a bit of a problem when you're commanding the same or a higher price tag as the best in the business. That said, the switchable focal length zoom camera is an inspired idea that adds some excellent flexibility to the phone's repertoire. If you're interested in how the phone stacks up against the competition, check out our 6-way 2021 shootout. Part of the problem is that Sony is yet to embrace commonplace features among other handsets. For example, there's no multi-exposure night mode, so shooting in dimmer conditions relies entirely on longer, shake-prone exposures. That's fine if you carry a tripod, but that's not how most users shoot with a smartphone. Similarly, the lack of a decent portrait mode often leaves results looking over or underexposed, and skin tones are well off the mark as well. Simply put, there are better shooters out there, such as the all-around excellent Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Google's Android 12, not Sony's. Our Sony Xperia 1 III received an upgrade to Android 12 in February, bringing with it a few cosmetic and under-the-hood changes. Unlike other OEMs, Sony directly adopts Google's new look quick settings tiles, settings icons, and additional white space in the various menus. The update is a bit more pixel-like than I thought it would be. You'll also find the same notification tweaks, screenshot sharing UI, one-handed mode, privacy dashboard, and other core features of Google's latest OS version. Despite Sony's insistence on sticking close to Google's version of Android, Material U's wallpaper color extractor is absent. You're stuck with Sony's default bluish color scheme. There's Google's clock and other widgets, but they don't fit with the traditional minimalist Xperia theming and other widgets that have a much more modern look. The result is a skin that looks a bit like a mishmash. The update is also a bit buggy too. The UI would often freeze when asked to grant app permissions. Not much has changed with Sony's proprietary apps. As far as I can tell, the Game Enhancer, Camera Pro, Cinema Pro, Music, and other apps are the same as in Android 11. Again, that's fine, but the experience still feels like Android with an array of Sony apps slapped on top, each with its own UI that doesn't gel with Material U. It feels like Sony is falling behind compared to the more integrated experience of Samsung's One UI and the like. This is perhaps a bit of a harsh gripe, but the move to Android 12 is more of the same from Sony's software department. Although this might not be a bad thing if you were delighted with the handset on Android 11, it's an opportunity Sony hasn't taken to put a bit more polish on its software experience. Also, Sony hasn't improved on its SOSO commitment that it aims to support Xperia 1 III with the latest Android updates for 2 years after its launch. So we're only looking at 2 more major updates to come at most. Meanwhile, Samsung supports its Galaxy S21 and Galaxy S22 with 4 years of OS upgrades, and Google's Pixels get 3. Static display refresh rate. Locking the display to either 60 Hz or 120 Hz didn't bother me when I originally reviewed the Xperia 1 III, but having used some truly excellent variable refresh rate smartphones recently, this missing feature is making the phone age faster than you'd think. I could instantly feel the sluggishness of the default 60 Hz rate when turning the phone back on. Although you can flick the panel into 120 Hz, the lack of a variable refresh rate means battery life takes a bigger hit than competing handsets. The 4K OLED display is otherwise still amazing to look at. Colors are bright yet accurate, and there's a powerful array of display customization features for those who want to tweak things just so. I'm still a fan of the 21.9 aspect ratio, making the phone a more helpful multitasker than many. Overall, it's still an excellent display package. It's just a shame to have to pick between 60 Hz or 120 Hz when variable refresh rates are now appearing in much more affordable smartphones. Sony Xperia 1 III Review Revisited. The verdict. Over half a year since launch, there's still a lot to love and gripe about with the Xperia 1 III. I still both love and have misgivings about the camera, software, and a number of the little features which ultimately stop the phone from being a slam dunk recommendation at launch. And that remains the case today. All the other pros and cons we discussed in the original review also apply. The lack of mmWave 5G means the phone is less future-proof over 6 months down the line, especially in the US. The phone is also still sluggish to charge, and you'll have to contend with some pre-installed bloatware too. On the positive side, performance is still solid, the battery easily lasts all day, and there's a suite of multimedia features for audio, video, and gaming enthusiasts to sink their teeth into. 6 months later. Do you think the Sony Xperia 1 III is still a good buy? However, the one detail that's undoubtedly aged less well is the price. Sony has discounted the handset by $100 since its launch, but it still retails for a hefty $1,199 through official channels. At that price, you'd almost certainly be better served by the far more future-proof Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, $1,199. Or, if you'd like to dabble in Apple's ecosystem, the equally robust and media-oriented iPhone 13 Pro Max, $1,099. However, you can sometimes spot the Xperia 1 III for $999 at Amazon and the like. That's a much more tempting prospect, especially for non-Sony fans, and it's easier to swallow some of the phone's less-than-perfect qualities at that price. Even so, it's a tough choice between this phone and the Galaxy S22 Plus, $999. I'd say Samsung's middle sibling would better serve those looking for a great all-around phone, but those willing to take a bit of a risk on something more unique may find that the Xperia 1 III still fits the bill.
Okay.
Boosters have now been approved for everyone 16 years and older to boost your protection against COVID-19. Boosters are available through your GP, pharmacist or other healthcare professional. Book your booster at australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Hump day, you can't rest yet. You need tons of energy and a full
Come
tank.
on. Enough of your crap. We don't need your shit. What are you fucking on about? Anyway, if you get the phone, you can get it to the repair shop. They can root it for you. They can fucking get you the latest Android into it. They can fuck it up and get the best of the best camera and this, that, and bloody do whatever you want. These phones can be rooted and update whatever you want. Do whatever you want to it. Once you own the bloody thing, it's yours to be rooted. You want to root the phone, put Android 13 and Windows 11 on it, you do that, my mother, and put the system up in there, whatever you want to do, whatever, it will be lagging or whatever it is. Don't be afraid, don't be shy. There was anything else, this is going to, what have we done? Now we've gone for a long time anyway. Anyway, we've gone for a long time. What is scrolling? Oh, and another thing is they're giving you 2 years of update. Why? So the companies are smart asses to do that. So you stop them. Very bad people. You understand? Very bad people they are. Very bad people. Very bad people, and they made it this way, and they just... Anyway.
Poco X4 Pro Review. Nice screen, long-lasting battery, pity about the bugs. Links on Android Authority may earn us a commission. Learn more. Xiaomi Poco X4 Pro. Retail price: €299. What we like. What we don't like. Xiaomi Poco X4 Pro. Former Xiaomi sub-brand Poco launched 2 phones as part of MWC 2022, one of which being the Poco X4 Pro. This is a higher-end but still budget-focused model, ticking plenty of boxes for a modern mid-range 5G phone. Is it more than just a solid spec sheet, though? Find out in our Poco X4 Pro review. What you need to know about the Poco X4 Pro. Poco X4 Pro, 6GB per 128GB. €299. Poco X4 Pro, 8GB per 256GB. €349. When you look at the name, the Poco X4 Pro seems like a follow-up to 2021's Poco X3 Pro, but the truth is that this is a rebranded Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G with a tweaked design. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as the X3 Pro was a one-trick pony offering plenty of horsepower via the Snapdragon 860 SoC but little else. Meanwhile, the X4 Pro sacrifices some horsepower but gains plenty more features in exchange, such as a 120Hz OLED screen, 67W wired charging, and a 108MP main camera. Poco's latest phone starts at €299, $335, in Europe for the 6GB per 128GB variant, available in laser blue, laser black, and Poco yellow colorways. The phone isn't officially available in the US. The Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G that it's based on will be coming to India. What's good? The Poco X4 Pro shares 99% of its DNA with the Redmi Note 11 series, and you can definitely see the shared heritage despite the tweaked design. We still see the Redmi phone's pleasantly flat edges here, as well as the same fundamental rear lens layout. But Poco has introduced a massive camera housing that stretches from the left of the plastic rear cover all the way to the right. This is unnecessary for the most part, and we could do without the Poco branding in the housing. Still, it does mean that the phone doesn't wobble when you're tapping on the screen while it's on a flat surface. The phone also features IP53 splash resistance, which is becoming increasingly common on budget phones from Xiaomi's increasingly confusing supply chain, but is still appreciated at this price point nonetheless. Switch to the front, and you'll find perhaps the best thing about the Poco X4 Pro. A 6.67-inch FHD plus 120Hz OLED screen with Gorilla Glass 5. The panel offers some rich colors, those inky blacks, and gets bright when in direct sunlight outdoors. The 120Hz refresh rate is also adaptive too, albeit only switching to 60Hz rather than anything lower to preserve battery. Nevertheless, it's certainly one of the best screens I've used on a budget phone. Those looking for power user extras like microSD expansion, a headphone jack, and an IR blaster will be happy here too. You also get dual stereo speakers that offer plenty of volume and well-balanced audio. A fast, accurate side-mounted fingerprint reader is the icing on that lovely I/O cake. The great screen and welcome extras don't come at the expense of battery life, though, as the phone offers a 5,000 mAh battery that will easily deliver 1.5 days of heavy usage. In fact, we got 2 days of regular usage, using Telegram, Reddit, playing some games, a bit of web browsing, out of the Poco X4 Pro, along with 7.5 hours of screen-on time. This endurance was achieved at an adaptive 120 Hz refresh rate as well, so there's still headroom for more battery life. Once you've exhausted the battery, you'll be glad to know that the 67W wired charging took 58 minutes to hit the 100% mark. That's pretty fast, but well below Poco's claim of 41 minutes. Nevertheless, the inclusion of the 67W charger means you won't have to pay extra for the very top speeds. Poco's phone also offers a 108MP main camera, and it's a good shooter for the money, although it's unsurprisingly a long way off flagship sensors. The camera generally produces detailed, pixel-bin 12MP shots during the day, offering decent dynamic range and generally keeping purple fringing to a minimum in most conditions. The 108MP mode only makes a difference in broad daylight, as any other environment, indoors, nighttime, dusk, results in a noticeably noisier image than the 12MP mode. In saying so, I would have liked to see a decent 48MP or 50MP main camera here paired with optical image stabilization, but the current main camera still punches above its weight overall. You also get a decent variety of modes and features in the camera app, such as a night mode, portrait mode, super macro option, tilt shift, a timed burst option, slow motion, panorama, dual video, and a long exposure mode complete with long exposure profiles for crowds, light trails, astrophotography, and more. It's a pretty handy suite for mobile photographers on a budget. What's not so good? We took umbrage with the otherwise excellent Poco F3 last year due to its buggy software that it borrows from Xiaomi. The latter took action by releasing MIUI 12.5 Enhanced Edition for various phones to squash bugs and announcing an internal group to address MIUI issues. Unfortunately, the Poco X4 Pro shows that MIUI is still a hit-and-miss experience that varies wildly with each new device. Some of the bugs I encountered during the review process include the likes of YouTube Music and Pocket Cast audio cutting out for no reason at random, issues related to the camera app, occasionally capturing thumbnail-sized images in 108MP/2x modes or glitched 108MP previews in the gallery app, and charging-related issues, such as the screen staying on or taking ages to charge past 95%. We did get an MIUI update during the review process that fixed the charging issues, but we still ran into the occasional camera glitches and audio issues. Poco told Android Authority that it didn't hear of any similar bugs on production units, but it's still something we faced all the same. Toss in quite a bit of bloatware, including several games, Facebook, Spotify, and Netflix, and the software is indeed the weakest link. It must be said that this bloatware can thankfully be removed, with the disappointing exception of Facebook system apps. Another consolation is that I haven't seen ads on this device, but this might not be the case in your region. What makes matters worse is that the phone ships with MIUI 13 atop Android 11 rather than Android 12. The latest Android update has been available for almost 6 months now, so that's doubly disappointing. Poco also hasn't disclosed a specific update policy. We've asked Poco and will update if we get a response. It typically sticks to 2 OS updates, though based on the brand's track record you shouldn't expect those to be particularly timely. For context, it took just under 5 months for the Poco X3 Pro to be upgraded to Android 12 following the latter's rollout. While the main camera is certainly a decent shooter in good lighting, things aren't as great in low light. You'll see quite a bit of noise in dark areas of an image when pixel peeping. The camera also makes its budget trappings known at night as the noise ramps up in a big way, though the night mode can deliver noticeably better results. The rest of the camera experience isn't amazing either. Poco's 8MP ultra-wide camera offers inconsistent colors compared to the main camera, a lack of detail, soft corners, and purple fringing. The ultra-wide also displayed ghosting artifacts with fast-moving subjects. See the last image in the gallery, likely due to the HDR algorithm not capturing each frame quickly enough. The 2MP macro lens is another budget tier addition that's too low-res for decent close-up shots. Switch to the front, and the 16MP selfie camera is budget tier 2. Noise is a problem even in bright outdoor conditions, although the portrait mode is pretty solid and has no massive depth estimation issues. One bizarre omission is the lack of a 1080p/60fps video recording mode, with the phone topping out at 1080p/30fps. That's unacceptable in this day and age, especially when Poco's own M4 Pro 5G and many other budget phones offer the option. There's no 4K recording option here either, but that's more understandable at this price point. The Poco X4 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 695 5G SoC, and it's not going to win any awards for speed. The processor generally handled everyday tasks just fine, such as scrolling, web browsing, swiping through menus, and launching apps. But there were a few instances where its lack of grunt, or Poco's lack of optimization, made itself known, such as taking multiple 108MP images or the occasional bout of judder when switching between apps. You can play Genshin Impact pretty smoothly at low settings, while Call of Duty Mobile runs smoothly at higher settings. But this isn't the phone to get if you want to play the latest games on high detail settings or indulge in some emulation. Still, it's an understandable trade-off in this segment. Poco X4 Pro camera samples. Poco X4 Pro specs. Poco X4 Pro review. Should I buy it? The Poco X4 Pro is a successor in name only to the Poco X3 Pro, and after mulling it over, this is a good thing. The prior device prioritized horsepower above everything else, while the new phone cuts back in this regard for a stronger overall package on paper. The result is one of the better smartphones in the Euro 300 price bracket, bringing a good main camera for the price, great speakers, a top-class screen experience, and a long-lasting battery. A familiar Poco issue does rear its head, though, in the lack of polish in its version of MIUI. Bloatware, disappointing secondary cameras, and middling performance also take some of the shine away. Nevertheless, the Poco X4 Pro stacks up well to the OnePlus Nord CE2, €349, offering a higher refresh rate panel, stereo speakers, a bigger battery, and an IP53 rating. The OnePlus device does, however, have an in-display fingerprint sensor, a debatable advantage, really, and 4K recording. Another alternative at a similar price point is the Samsung Galaxy A32 5G, $279, matching the Poco phone's 5,000 mAh battery, offering a better macro camera, and promising a much better update policy. But it lags behind the X4 Pro in virtually every other category, including charging speed, the screen, and speakers. Got a little extra cash to spend on your upgrade? Then the Galaxy A52s, €449, is where it's at. Samsung's mid-ranger stands out by offering an IP67 rating, a 120Hz OLED screen, great rear cameras, and a powerful chipset. Then there's the update policy, offering 3 years of OS upgrades and 4 years of security patches. But the Poco phone still brings a bigger battery, faster charging, and a headphone jack. Top Poco X4 Pro questions and answers. Q. Does it have microSD expansion? Yes, the Poco X4 Pro has expandable storage via a hybrid SIM slot. Q. Does the Poco X4 Pro offer RAM expansion? Yes, the phone allows you to expand your RAM with up to 3 GB of virtual memory from your storage. Q. Does the phone have NFC? Yes, the Poco X4 Pro has NFC.
Okie dokie, Bakaroki.
Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 Revisited. The good and bad over...
Okay, no more. That's enough. This is called Android Authority I'm going too far. This is called topic, business, focus, thought. Anyway, I'll leave all this description on the description. You can go and see it. Hopefully I don't do like last time. This one, the Poco wants to go to Poco, eh? What's this one? GS Marino. Okay, we know that. Reddick. Okay. Let's read the headline. Stop at any time, please. This one is for Australia. Like, what? That. Stop at any time. That. What's that? Are you allowed to? Am I allowed to, like, go there or something? No, it doesn't. I don't know. Doesn't. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, that. Stop at any time. That. Whooper. That. Okay. Next is it? Oh, we're on 52, man. Oh, this is incredible. That. Stop any time, please. When reading the headlines, this Hector show, intermix, intermix Hector. Okay, this is Reddick, and what do we do to Reddick? Reddick, link, page, link another thing to do. Just go to Reddick and look for Australia Technology or something. I don't know, Reddick. Oh, anyway, one more, what else? Hypo this was, okay, time to go. Got all them, I'll put them all in this description. I hope this works. Time to knock it off. I just like to say, we are a slave to this planet Earth. I'm very, very sad. I would like to cry right now that we don't have enough technology, brain power to see UFO, aliens, heaven, God. We're not allowed to do that. Remember, your country was made to be something, and your people around, your countries around other countries weren't allowed to go to the moon, weren't allowed to do this because they created. Now they're laughing, they're saying sanction to Russia, sanction to Iran. We are in Iraq, we are in Afghanistan, we are allowed to destroy buildings. How did the refugees get to Europe? Genocide. Anyway, let's not fight about it. I love you. I've got a headache. I really have a headache now. Oof. You know, share this, please. I hope you understand the future is here and we are going forward. If you lied about genocide, you lied about conquering, you lied about we can't have things in the sky like telecommunication, satellites or space program in other planets. We're not allowed to, because we gotta ask permission. They're gonna get us and, oh, you did that, you must move out of Facebook, Australia, you must do this, Google. We're protesting in Canberra, Africa, Canada, Chile, Argentina. We're all dying from coronavirus because we haven't killed it yet. Where is the AIDS? Did we kill AIDS? Did we kill this? Did we kill that? Google, YouTube, Facebook, all up themselves without us being in it. We're not in it. You understand? Anyway, hopefully it reminds you that there is a question, there is something that's special. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Listen and reply. This is Intermix Hector YouTube channel. On the name of God, amen. Adios, amigos. Bobby, bodapa, baba, boripa. Oh, para. ¿Qué pasó, po? Oh, what you do, man? One went out. Oh, pala, what was that? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I fucked it. Adios.